Oh, so I'm back for another one. A whole other one. This eyelash tripping. I don't know about this eyelash. This eyelash got something going on with it. I don't know. I am back, y'all. I am back. I had some stuff I had to do right quick, and now I am back here. I was like, let me live stream again while I got some energy. Because once this coffee went off, once this hazelnuts creamer coffee wear off, that is it. Make sure you thumbs up the live stream. I appreciate you being here. I try to live stream sometimes on Friday nights. It be in the middle of the night though, and it only be like for an hour. I'm thinking about going back to trying to figure out what's going on with StreamYard. I tried to live stream earlier with Instagram on, Facebook, and YouTube. And every time I use StreamYard, I swear like something crazy happens. And right now I'm just using like YouTube's regular like live stream on my laptop. But sometimes I'll be on my phone. Like I'll be on my phone in my car or something. Like last night when I did a live stream in the middle of the night, I was in the car on my using StreamYard, and I was streaming on Facebook and Instagram. I don't really like not I say Facebook and Instagram. I'm in Facebook and YouTube. I don't really like live streaming that much because I feel like all of the content that I ever had back in the past, I always like to edit my videos. Like editing my videos was kind of like a release, like I'm an artist, I do like graphic design work and stuff. And so me and a lot of other artists like to, do video editing and stuff like that. What's up, world peace? How you living? I know that melanin is popping. That melanin is popping. I decided to make this live stream because like I got some time. I don't really have time to edit as much as I used to, even though it's like a release. Because I have so many graphic design clients, I'm way too busy to do my own graphic design work. Like I don't remember the last time I've been able to just sit down and do my own damn graphic design work. It's been a long time because I have a graphic design business and I just don't have time. And I try to get my clients their stuff really, really quickly. And I have some serious clients that consistently like ordering stuff back to back to back. So I don't even have time to do graphic design, especially not edit no video. Then I got to deal with my son. My son is that's a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? Speaking of my son, single motherhood. Soncerae Smith is single motherhood at its finest. Okay. Like I'm very, very comfortable with being a single mother. In the last live stream I did, I was talking about Kevin Samuels and how he was speaking to this single mother, and he told her that she was going to die alone because she was looking for a six-figure man, and Kevin Samuels was telling her that she was an average woman, that she needed to go find an average man instead of going after a man who makes six figures, even though she herself makes six figures. And the reason that she is average is because she has a 13-year-old son and she's a single mother at the age of 35. Basically, pushing that hit the wall narrative that people be talking about. They call me Mr. Holy Funk. Mr. Holy Funk, I was gone for a long time. I'm not trying to get a shitload of people inside of my chats. I want quality people in here. I want less trolls. I don't need to have about 500 people watching. I'm cool with 6 people if they quality. You feel me? I'm cool with 7 people if 7 people thumbs up. But what I can't tolerate is having hundreds of people up in here and they ain't shit. You feel me? Because that's happened to me before. I'm good. I've been on YouTube for a long time. I've done live streams where it's been like 200 people in here and all them pieces of shit because they're sitting there trolling each other back and forth. So what I can't stand is like trolls. I like quality people. If it's an esoteric group of people and it's only 9 people in here, high five to you. So anyway, back to what I was trying to say. So anyway, as a single mother, like I really feel comfortable with being a single mother. And I think a lot of people, at some point I was feeling some type of way about it because I have an older daughter, like I got a 20-year-old daughter, and me and her father had this amazing co-parenting relationship. So I never classified myself as a single mother because to me, being a single mother has nothing to do with your relationship status. Single motherhood has to deal with you taking care of a child by yourself. Single means one, okay? One. That's what a single mother is. Single means one. It has nothing to do with relationship status. Okay? It has nothing to do with that, because you got divorced women, you got women who are married that feel like single mothers. Okay? So being a single mother is basically you take care of a child alone. And my 20-year-old, she has an amazing father. Her father was just the best. And he's still a great dad. Like, we driving across the country to Washington, D.C. for the holidays, and that should be interesting. Hopefully I can be able to put up some YouTube footage, but I've been like falling back from posting my family up because, during this rumor that spread, my family was being harassed and stalked for years by just people we didn't know. And, I just wanted to protect my family. So I've been like pulling back, putting my family up, my kids, everything. I think even on my Facebook, I've been like pulling back my kids, try not to post as much. Earlier today, I posted a picture of my son at the Christmas tree. We went to the mall. Oh my God, the mall. The mall was empty as shit. There was like nobody at the mall. The mall was just the Christmas tree and us. And if you go look at the picture, it's him, little tiny self next to this big ass Christmas tree, and it's just empty and nobody's in the mall. And of course, California has been shut down again because we're running out of space at the hospitals for COVID patients. So California is shut down again. Well, at least in Northern California. I don't know what they're doing in Southern California, but I know here in the San Francisco Bay Area, it's shut down. So I try not to post my kids as much. So when we decide to go to the other side of the country, like we drive in. And the drive to Washington, D.C. from California, from San Francisco, California, is like a day and like 17 hours, basically 2 days. And so it's going to take us 2 days. We decided that we was going to stop in Nebraska. But then I told my daughter I wanted to go to the Grand Canyon. So we're going to stop at the Grand Canyon. So maybe I'll have some footage for y'all. Robbie Davies, bless you. You are so brave, so beautiful. And I think that you will be enhanced when you find the right man that will help you build an even better life. Well done for not abandoning your child. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you for looking at it that way. That is such a positive perspective. I love you. Okay. That is a positive perspective, because not abandoning your child, because I know plenty of mothers that would have loved to jet, because it is a responsibility. It is kind of hard. Your entire life changes. But they stayed moms. We have fear too. I think a lot of people think we aren't afraid of being a mother. Like if we've never been a mother before, or we've never been a single mother before. It's scary. When you realize that you're going to take care of a child by yourself, it's scary. And so when I was considering putting my son up for adoption, I wanted him to have both parents. I kept saying, I want my son to have both parents. I don't want him to be walking around having a baby by himself. I mean, me walking around here with just one parent. I think that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Mark. Having one parent is not fair. You know what I mean? I think all kids deserve both parents. And I was like, maybe I should put my son up for adoption. But so as a single mom, right, I hear a lot of stereotypes as a single mother. And I think for the most part, one of the biggest struggles that single mothers have is that people classify us all as one entity, even though all of us are very different. We come from different backgrounds. Some of us are white, some of us are black, some of us are Mexican, some of us been married, some of us been divorced, some of us ratchet, some of us not ratchet. It's single mothers come in all shapes and sizes. But people tend to put the same stereotype on all of the single mothers, right? So if you go on Instagram right now, you can go on Instagram, you put hashtag single mom. You will rarely see a black single mother up there. But when white women are single moms, they get a lot more support, I want to say. I think it's more acceptable for white women to be single mothers because people classify them being single mothers as a sign of strength. It's a reward. It's something that, it makes them amazing. But when Black women do it, it's almost so normalized within our community that when we do it, it's almost, oh, that's what she's supposed to do. So when Robbie Davies was like, bless you, you're so brave for, standing your child's life. People don't usually say that to Black women. So I appreciate it, Robbie, even though, you might have a little slick fake profile over here. Still appreciate what you said. You came and said something positive. But I do want to say that one thing that single mothers do that I don't like, okay, and that's, I'm going to talk about a lot of the stuff that I don't like that single mothers do, which is, hard for me because I like to focus on the positive as far as single mothers go. So anyway, I don't like that single mothers collect baby daddies. A lot of single mothers will collect baby daddies. And then when they get into other situations with other men, they tend to put themselves in the same situation. So sometimes I'll be looking inside of my single moms group and I'll be like, so you already had a baby by this dude and he barely taking care of the kids y'all got. But you gonna have a baby with him anyway, another one, and you 5 months pregnant and he done abandoned you and you ain't got no money and you in a hotel. And what about this didn't you learn the first time? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. It's weird. Like, I wouldn't, there is nothing my son's father could do that would make me want to fuck him again. So I don't understand how women can have like deadbeat baby daddies and still sleep with them. I don't understand that. Hey, Jamarcus Johnson, I will never understand that. How do you how do you have sex with a man that is barely a man and left you taking care of a child alone? How do you repeat that? How do you go back to that? I don't understand that. Now, I'm not trying to be judgmental because, for me, it's like, I don't want to be the one to judge no other single mother. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's appropriate. Because the deadbeats fake like they change. It take a lot for a deadbeat to change. When a deadbeat change, it's like an exception to a rule. Like, deadbeats don't change. This is not in their makeup to be different. You understand? Like, they don't just randomly change, no, that should take time. Maybe, people used to be like, oh, your son's father is going to come to his senses and he's going to want to take care of justice. Psst. Anyway, it was like, oh, just wait a year, 2 years, he'll come around. I was like, okay, I'm going to let you go and keep hope alive. I'm gonna be over here in the real world, functioning properly, understanding with the truth. Like, I'm the type of person, I like to experience reality. Like, I wasn't about to sit up here and wish upon a star that my baby daddy became like, the great dad, like father of the year and shit. Fuck all that. Like, nah. Like, listen, cheating on me was enough. Humiliating me publicly was a whole nother thing. Then trying to make it seem like our son wasn't his was another thing. Then it's like, after they start accumulating things, what will make a woman want to get back with something like that? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. Women don't like being alone and they feel like they can build something with their child father. Listen, if let's say I'm a woman and I had an issue with being alone. Let's pretend for 2 minutes that I had the issue, because I clearly do not have an issue. We've already established that I have a commitment issue and I pretty much enjoy being single, right? So let's pretend for 2 minutes that I was scared to be alone. This man has left me with a child alone, and he only comes back if he wants to screw, right? So technically, I'm still alone. Even if he come and screw sometimes, I'm still alone, right? So that's still alone. Like, logically, why don't these women understand? I don't know. They're not going to change. To me, at least. To me. I don't want to be a negative, Nancy or nothing, but, I don't think deadbeats change. Like the percentage of deadbeat. How many of you have met a deadbeat that actually changed? You're gonna hear crickets on that one, because it's Like it's already only like 14 people in here. No, none of the 14 people in here can tell you, listen, I met a deadbeat that actually became an amazing father. That's like 1 out of 100 deadbeats that he actually changes and becomes a better man. Like no. But another thing that I don't like that a lot of single moms do, and I think it's only a Black woman thing. Spankings. I don't know why I cannot, like my son. Let me tell you something. My son, 2 years old. My son is one of the most curious little kids I have ever met. My son drives me crazy. My son is a little boy. You understand what I'm saying? Like imagine a 2-year-old, right? With the strength of like a god. All right. Like Hercules. I always say my son got the strength of Hercules. My son, let me tell you this one thing that he does that will make you want to give him a spanking. And I still haven't given him a spanking. My son loves trucks. Okay. And he has like these little Fisher Price trucks, all types of trucks, cars. We get him a whole bunch of stuff. And the car will be maybe this size and length, but about this high. He'll take two, one in his hand, and stand behind me while I'm sitting on the bed and come walk up behind me and mash the two trucks on my hand. Boy, he done did that to me. He did that to his grandma. He done it to his sister. And it hurts so bad that your first reaction is to grab him and throw him in the room, right? Because it hurt. But he a kid. He think we cartoons. He don't even know. Like if he watch a cartoon, like you seen a cartoon and they do stuff like that, and then they be completely fine. Like it'd be like boing, and then they go back to normal. My son think that's how we are. So it takes time you got to have a lot of patience to be able to not hit your kids, because sometimes they do stuff. I'm telling you, my son has one time, right? I like Bath and Body Works. Me and my daughter, we always get lotions and stuff all the time. My son opened up some lotion, and he did this in minutes. Okay, I'm doing my graphic design work this minute or the computer, right? He like in my peripheral, so he always playing, but I'm not realizing that he doing something he's supposed to be doing. The TV right there too. I turn over, I look. My son has lotion all over the dresser, all over the TV. I'm like, you know what? Oh boy. And he has done that more than once. Like, oh my God. He's like that with like, say for instance, this is my drink. My son will see it sitting somewhere. He will take the top off, pour the drink out onto the carpet. He don't care. He does it with everything, anything. If you have a drink, a cup of coffee, it could be a cup of bottled water. But he could be bottled water. He will take the bottle top off and pour it out. 2 years old is what my son doing. My son know words he ain't supposed to know. He has way more vocabulary than he's supposed to know. When you see a fire truck, he scream fire truck. When you see a bus, he scream bus. When you see a garbage truck, garbage truck. All you care about is trucks and cars. That's it. And toys. But the stuff my son get into out of curiosity, it could be difficult for a single mom to deal with. Now I have my mother there when I need, like a break. Like right now I'm taking my break. So it's easy for me. Like aren't you surprised I'm doing like my second live stream for today? I'm on my break time. This is me in my chill mode. Like I'm taking my break. I was going to get me a glass of wine, like a bottle of wine, and just sit down and have some wine. But then I was like, I haven't drank in such a long time. Like I think I drank on my birthday this year. And then I haven't drank since before I was pregnant. I think I had one drink on like 4th of July when my son was born. And I just don't drink as much as I used to. And sometimes I feel like if I drink, I'm going to use that as a stress reliever. And then suddenly it's going to become a habit. And so I'm scared to drink. And so when I decided to take a break today, I was like, okay, what am I going to do with my break? So instead of me drinking or partying or, hanging out with friends or going on a trip or something like that, I was like, all right, I'm going to do some live streams. At least if I do some live streams, I can generate a little bit of income off of. You know what's funny? That person that came in here, I was like, you only got a couple of people watching your live stream. Me and Mark have been talking about this too, and this seems to be strange. So for some reason, right? Of course, I'm losing like subscribers, right? Because I told everybody, if my space don't feel like comfortable for you and you don't want to be here no more, I respect that, because I'm growing and I'm changing into something else. And if the content doesn't fit you anymore, that's what's up, right? I can respect that. So it's people unsubscribing and I'm not consistent and all this stuff. I'm making more money off of the low view videos than I was with videos that were like 6-digit view count. And it's strange to me because I'm like, how in the world? Now, one of the reasons why this is probably happening is because a lot of the live streams that I used to do that made me thousands of views, a lot of them were demonetized for whatever reason. Like maybe I was using profanity or something I was talking about wasn't appropriate or something like that, but they have a whole bunch of views on it, but it's demonetized. These videos I've been doing within the past, like, I don't know, month or two, these videos that's barely getting 1,000 hits are making me way more money. These little tiny videos, I guess because it's more commercial. Like I don't use profanity as much, and the type of content I'm using, it's almost like it's bringing me more sponsors. Like more sponsors hit me up wanting to pay me to shout out their videos, and it's interesting to me, like how I get more money off of smaller videos now. It seems backwards. So I'm losing subscribers, right? Some people are thumbs down stuff. That's why I tell y'all, you come in the chat, it's 22 people in this chat. Why is it only 8 thumbs up? Because people come in here to just listen to what I got to say so they can take something I say and go make a video about something I said. Like, oh, let me make this video about Soncerae. And then I got people that come over here and they just thumbs down stuff to be an asshole. So I got my user ratings are low. My subscriber count is low. But for some reason, my money up. I do not get that shit. That shit's so backwards. So as long as I post every other day, it keeps getting higher and higher and higher and higher. And I'm talking about higher at least an additional $100 if I consistently post every other day, even if the views are low. That's what I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stick to it and get my bread. Because I've been on YouTube for a long time and I done put up with a lot of bullshit from people on this site, stuff that's been happening, mistakes that I done made my damn self. It's just been so stressful. And I'm thinking, well, maybe the universe is just paying me back for all of the bullshit that I went through. You feel me? Jamarcus, a lot of women don't like being alone. Oh, no. Drea, you better watch your car keys when you older. I've said to you before, he loves cars. He's determined to drive. Listen, one thing I haven't shown y'all is me and my family go on road trips all the time. Like all year, we be driving all over the place. Like when my son was first born, we drove up and down California trying to find somewhere we wanted to live. Like I didn't know where I wanted to live in California at first. I was like, are we going to live in San Francisco, or are we going to live in Oakland or Sacramento or San Diego? So we was just driving around all over the place. My son loved being in the car because of that. And then I would take my son and my mother with me to go DoorDash, right? Because it was my mother's idea to DoorDash. I would have never thought to DoorDash if my mother was like, you know what? We sit in the house, we ain't doing nothing. People want food delivered to them and they scared, you know what I mean, to go to outside because COVID had just hit. And she was like, well, let's go get them some food. So at first I would go out by myself, right? And then after a while, after I started realizing that this would be a lot easier if I had somebody with me, I took my mother and my son with me and we would just go DoorDash all day, all night. So like we get up early, DoorDash all day, and then at night just be chilling. And during this time, you can still make a lot of money off of DoorDash, and they're charging a lot more than they was when COVID first hit. You can make a lot of money door dashing. And I tell women this, like this one girl on Twitter I was talking to, she was talking about doing Uber. And I said to her, yo, if you do Uber Eats, you can make a decent amount of money. You can make about $250 to $300 a day if you do this the right way. And so that's what me and my mom was doing. You know, making like 200, maybe 250 a day. And it was pretty decent. You know, that's almost like $100,000 a year just doing DoorDash. And that's what we were doing. And people look at me like I'm crazy when I say, hey, do hauling or do Uber or do, because people think that's what broke people do. No, a lot of people use Uber as something that they do when they're between jobs. But like Uber and DoorDash and things like that, you should do those things as an additional source of income. You know, I'm already making money from my businesses online, like my graphic design business and stuff like that, and stuff that I do in IT. So it was like, do that and then DoorDash on top, you know. Anyway, I did that to my mom back in the day. I would have been beaten. Skill. You talk about when he smashed the 2 cars over my head. Yeah, I know. My mother would have beat the hell out of me. I don't beat my son. I don't hit my son. I don't hit my son. Let me tell you something. Me and my son's father, priest, we may not like each other very much, but the one thing he and I agreed on before we decided to stop talking was 2 things. Number 1, he was like, please do not beat him. Don't ever hit him. I said, okay. And he said, don't drink. And so I think that might be also why I haven't drank anything, because I'm still trying to respect, and I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm still trying to respect, you know, my son's father's wishes, you know, because I still feel like, okay, you're paying your little child support check. I'm still going to do, you know, the things I agreed to do before, you know, things broke between us. Like I made an agreement with him. So I'm sticking to my guns about that shit. But a lot of women would have been like, that nigga ain't around. If you want to have a drink, go have a drink. That nigga ain't around. You want to beat your son? Go ahead and beat your damn son. Like, you know, but nah, I think I didn't want to hit my son before. So I just don't like to see it. I don't like to see it. I seen one lady tearing into her son at Popeyes, and he was like 15, and he brought her the wrong food. Oh my gosh, she was talking to him like he had done the worst shit to her. She was cussing his ass out like, didn't I tell you to bring me some fucking chicken that was dirty, you fucking stupid bastard. She was like, I'll take this bullshit back. It was terrible. Just terrible. So yeah, that's one thing I don't like about single mothers. Another thing that I think I don't like about single moms is, let's see. I think that's it. I think I don't have anything else. There's nothing else that, you know, single mothers are not that bad. Like what, like to you, what are some bad things about being a single mom? If you had to list some things that you saw was happening with a single mother, or what would be your reasoning behind not dating a single mother? Would it be because you wouldn't want to raise another man's kids? Would it be because maybe her kids are bad? And I think when you beat kids, they end up being badder too. So, you know, not giving kids spankings probably is a good, you know, way to avoid your kids being bad as hell. You know what I mean? So what would be some of the things, the negative stereotypes or the things that bother you about single mothers? Because I really don't have like no long list. Those was the only 2 things that was bothering me. You know, single moms beating their kids and then having more kids when they can't afford the kids they already got. Like, ain't no way in hell my vagina is going to just suddenly open up. My vagina is closed until further notice. I don't even want a chance here. I'm good. I have to pass because I want my, first of all, my pregnancy was like really hard. You know, it was really, really hard. And I don't want to go through that again. No time fucking soon. Number 2, I wanted to get married for my son. Like, I didn't want to get married for me because y'all know how I feel about marriage. But I wanted to get married for my son. But the more I think about it, the more I just get like, I don't know if I could do it, man. I don't know if I could do cohabitation. I don't know if I could do that. There's just so many things I be thinking about. Like, as far as relationships goes to begin with. I think about what kind of mother I would be. Would I be any different if I was somebody else's like wife? Would that take emphasis off of how I take care of my son? That's another reason why I don't want like no relationship or no marriage. I just feel like I'm supposed to, and I'm keeping it funky. This is interesting. I just feel like I'm supposed to be with my son's father. If I can't be with my son's father and be one unit, I can't be with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Until my son grown. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel. I think because to me, a family is a family. It's like one. Put it like this: I got a 20-year-old, right? Me and her father, great. We have great friendship, great co-parenting. We always acted as one unit. So it was like, whatever. When my daughter went to the doctors, we all went. When my daughter had a concert, we were all there. For my daughter's birthday, we both went. Daughter's first day of school, we was both there. It one unit, always. It was about family, always. And so now that I'm taking care of my son alone, when I think about bringing somebody into my family, I think, who am I pulling in with me, Justice, and Priest? It's almost like Priest is still there, and he not, right? But the way that I'm built, I'm very family oriented. So when I think about another man, I'd be like, okay, if I'm pulling this man in, I still got to factor in the possibility that Priest might decide to show up out of nowhere and be Justice's dad. Can this man that I'm pulling into my life get along with Priest, or be able to at least ignore any type of drama that Priest bring? You see what I'm saying? It's I can't think of it any other way. And I've tried. Like, it's a lot of women that be like, fuck that nigga once he walk away, but I don't. For some reason, in my mind, when I think about my son, I still think about Priest being his father. I can't separate the two. When I see my son, I see Priest. I don't see the difference. It could have been because we was in a relationship with each other. Because a lot of women who had like babies and with guys, if it was like a casual thing, it was easy for them to forget them. For me, it's not that type of thing. It's like, I don't know. It's just a family. In my mind, Priest is my family because of my son. I don't like him personally, but my son family. So I still respect them in that way. And it's like, oh, I hate this dude. You know what I mean? He gets on my fucking nerves. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what other type of single mother to be. David, what type of dumb Mark? Thank you. David, what kind of dumbass? Like, you know what I hate that I get in my inbox all the time? Is you alive? Is you dead? Is you alive? You see me on the screen. That's dumb. Golly, y'all should have been listening to rumors. Like, golly. Y'all gotta start going out there looking for information on your own. Word. Sometimes I be like, the asshole that spread this rumor, like, the fuck, man. Who would think? I'm not even about to sit up here and get into that. I don't even want to talk about that. Like, I don't even want to talk about that. Every time somebody bring that up to me, even like somebody that I've been friends with for a long time, they want to talk about that shit. I'd be like, I do not want to talk about that. The second they start talking about it, I just change the subject. I'd be like, just because it's hard to even have the conversation. Hey, Trinity. It's hard to have a conversation, man. Because then you having like follow-up questions. But like, so who made up this rumor? I'll be like, beats the fuck out of me. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it was a number of people. I think it was a group effort. I don't think it like one person just made it up and then it just flew. No, I think it was like a number of people like just decided to follow through with that shit. Like, And I wasn't helping. My ass was like, fuck all y'all. I don't want to talk to nobody. I was like, fuck everybody, you know? And so now people are kind of like trying to decide whether they still like me or not. You know, am I cool or am I what everybody else say I am or whatever? And I'd be like, man, listen, it's up to you to choose whatever it is that you want. If you don't like me, don't like me. If you like me, hey, I love you. Let's have a conversation. Like, I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to move forward, you know? Like, damn. Look at what's happening in the world, man. There's so much shit that's like screwed up, you know? So let's talk about something valuable. Catrice, I'm divorced, raising my 3 daughters, and don't think I will be in a relationship again until they grow. Yeah, I don't want to be in a relationship until they grow up. Because I don't want to bring another man into my son's life. He deserved to be around his father. And maybe he'll have positive influences like from my relatives and maybe some male friends. But for me to romantically get inside of a relationship with another man and he plays stepfather to my son, I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't feel comfortable with it. And I think my son's father knew that. I was considering getting married for my son, but the more I think about it, I gotta think about myself too. Like, I'm not gonna ever feel comfortable with it. Even if I find a guy, he's great for my son, I'm never gonna feel comfortable being his wife, man. Because in my mind, in my spirit, I done gave birth to a child with this guy. That is my husband. You see what I'm saying? In my mind and in my spirit, he's still my husband. So it's hard to go out there and like be with somebody else because I still feel committed. I remember the first year we broke up. I was so like, I could not date. Like after my son was born, people was like, you should go out and date. You should blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? I still felt like I was in a relationship. I still felt like I was spiritually married to this dude. I couldn't. I was like, I'm cheating on him. It was weird. Like it's weird to explain. Nobody's gonna be able to understand. But when I commit to somebody, I'm loyal to them. I stay loyal for a long time. So it's hard to and I'll try to move on. And earlier this year, I really did. A soul tie. Thank you. Thank you, John. He was like, listen, I'm gonna keep this simple. You got a soul tie, girl. Yeah, it's still there. It hasn't left yet. I don't know how to get it to not. I don't know how to get it to stop. I tried to. I went and looked it up. I was like, maybe just go away with time. He is deceased, but he's still hard to see another man as a father figure with my kid. Yeah, like how do you replace? You can't replace that. You can't replace it. Even though I never seen my son's father be with my son because they haven't met. That's what makes this even weirder. Like, golly. But I still feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's rude. I just feel like as human decency, I have human decency, okay? I'm just that type of person. And I just feel like that is his son. I don't feel comfortable with another man being close to his son. That my son with him belongs to him too. It just feels disrespectful. And I don't know why. It just does. That's just how I am. Like I'm big on family. And I think if Priest was treated better inside of his family, he probably would have been a better father, a better friend to me as well, too. Dude, Catrice, you have a soul tie too. You say you have a soul tie. Yeah, you should have a soul tie. You and your husband was married and y'all got 3 kids together. That's a hell of a soul tie. Well, I think this, I'm just telling you, this bra man is doing something to me. I'm telling you, like I'm like itchy. You know, oh, I need some lotion on the bitches. That's what it is. It dries up. But I don't know. I think, what's any suggestions on how to break a soul tie? Because it don't have anything to do with like feelings. You know, like I think it's more to do with, you know, my soul and less to do with my feelings. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I remember the first date I went on. I went on a date with a guy that I've been friends with for a long time. We went to this restaurant here in California. It's called BJ's. It was a nice little restaurant too. And he used to be like a football player. So the whole time he was talking to me, right? I knew I wasn't over my son's father when this guy was sitting here. He was talking to me about all his exes. And I didn't be like, nigga, why are you talking to me about all your exes? I don't want to hear about this shit. I just sat there and I listened to him. He just talked about one ex after another. He was like, okay, and then my other ex, and my other ex. And I'm just sitting there like, asking secondary questions and shit. This is how I knew I wasn't over my situation, because I was sitting there listening to his. What person you know would sit down and listen to somebody else talk about their ex all day, every day? You know? And still to this day, I think I might be emotionally unavailable, because me and guys started talking and shit, and I'll be doing stuff like I test dudes now. Before, I wasn't testing them. Now I test them. Only ratchets have kids by men. That's not Mark. You hid Catrice, not the illicit occult like you should. You gotta unhide Catrice. But no, yeah, I don't think any woman is purposely going out here having a baby by a man that doesn't want a child. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, like, I didn't know my son's father didn't want a child until after I saw how he was acting once I was already pregnant. Like, we sat down and we had conversations about having kids together and how that was something that we wanted to do in the future. We were supposed to get married first. We were talking about getting legally married first, building our foundation together first, and then having children after that. And our son came first. Like, I really thought it was going to take a lot more work. I thought I was going to need like a fertility person. And it didn't take that. He came. Like, God was like, fuck your plans. Here you go. So, I mean, like, I like my son. I always wanted a son. So I'm like, glad I'm a mother. I was going to say a father. I'm glad I'm a mother. I'm glad I'm his mother. I'm glad he chose me, because his soul could have chose any woman in this world. Women have sons every day. He could have chose any other woman. He chose me. He's a great kid. He's curious about know what. So I think he is going to be like a trip. He real strong-willed too. He would not, let me tell you something. And he get this from Priest, I promise. Everything I'm about to name about Justice, he gets from Priest. Okay? I'm just telling you this right now. And I know you guys have heard me say my son act just like Priest. So I'm going to give you some examples. He is so strong-willed. Like, he is stubborn. So even if he's doing something that it might be bad for him, he don't know yet. And until you teach it to him, he don't understand. Like, for example, my son bites his fingernails because his nails grow long. My nails grow long, so I cut mine off. His toenails grow long and everything. Sometimes they get too long that he scratched himself. When he was a baby, if you see any baby pictures of him, he had on mitts because he would scratch himself till he bled. So now that he's older, he bites his nails, right? And so I keep trying to tell him, when they get long, just let me clip them off. He used to let me clip them off. Now that he's aware that there is such thing as clippers and they're clipping off his nails, he don't want it done. So he literally will fight me. Seriously, if I try to clip his toenails. If he sleeps and I try to clip his toenails, he will wake up out of sleep and be like, I know. Trying to clip my toenails. He don't want nobody to wash his hair. He wants his hair long. He loves playing his hair, but he doesn't want it combed. He doesn't like it braided. So because I don't want him to cry, I put it in a man bun. And people be like, why do you give your son this feminine haircut? My son won't let me do anything else to his hair. He's not going to the barbershop. He is not going to let a barber touch his head. When I tell you, he screams when somebody touches his head. He don't want nobody to touch his head. Priest was like that with his head. He didn't like he liked having long hair. So, but my son like having long hair. He don't want nobody to touch it. He wanted to just look weird out, but he can't because he has this big, like this big afro. So I gotta put it into a little in order for me to get it to even lay down, I gotta put like a shit ton of gel on it because it's so big. And when you see him, it looked like his hair is short. It looked like his hair is little because it's in this like little bun. But I'm telling you, in order to even get it to slick down like that, I gotta wet it. I gotta put some damn just for me on it. I gotta put some gel on and stick it into like this bun. And even getting it into the bun be hard because he fight the whole time. The whole way. I'd be like, little boy, he won't let you brush his teeth. But he'll play with the toothbrush. So I got him 2 toothbrushes. 1 toothbrush where he play with the toothbrush, like when he running around. And then another toothbrush where he plays with it when he's, not play with it, but when we really got to brush his teeth. But he don't want you to brush his teeth. He not going to let you brush your teeth. And I try to do like a little song. I'm a parent, so I'm like, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth. No. And I got that with the hairstyle. Brush your hair, brush your hair. He sings it, but he cries the whole song. I'm like, you know what? This is not working. This parenting thing is not working. So anyway, he's very strong-willed. He wants to do what he wants to do right when he wants to do it, and he's impatient. And he think he know everything, but he doesn't. So that's basically my 2-year-old right now. So that's what I'm dealing with as a mom. I'm trying. What can you say? I'm trying, but I do want my son. I think my son is going to be off because of COVID and how he can't be around other kids. Like now is this time for him to be like going to daycare. Like I was going to start him in daycare in May, and I couldn't because of COVID. So now I feel like this is going to harm him, just like it's harming other little kids his age, where it's gonna do something to their development. You understand? Like because they're not acting with other people. Like my son, even when we go to like the park, none of the kids play together because they know it's like because they see us doing it, they see us social distancing from each other as parents. So the kids don't go close to each other no more. As they've been trained to play separately around, like orbit around each other. So that's what they're doing. And so my son refuses to play by himself. If he sees another kid coming towards him, he will run straight for me. And I think that's terrible, because he needs to be around other 2-year-olds, and those 2-year-olds, that's all I can say. Like he needs to be around people his age. He's supposed to. He's gonna grow up to be socially awkward. I think all of them gonna be socially awkward though. Like I just feel a shift happening to where now our lives are like through computers and phones. Like interacting with each other face to face is gonna be one of those things that's gonna start fading with time. The longer we sit here and have to build our lives inside our homes, it's going to create an atmosphere where all we do is get online. And there's no physical activities really anymore. And I think the only thing I see people do a lot of here in California, everybody's so active. It's always something to do here. And with me living here, ever since I moved here, like when I moved here, the first year I moved here, shit was on fire. I don't know if y'all remember this. 2017, I moved here in November. That next year, everything was on fire. All right. Earthquakes, everything. Then COVID happened and fire at the same time. So I haven't been able to enjoy California since I've been here outside of how beautiful it is. I haven't been able to like go to events and stuff like that because when I first moved here, I had to work a lot because remember I wasn't working. I was pregnant. I had to build a life and build a home for my son. So I was working a lot. So I didn't get a chance to do all of the things like, go see the Golden State Warriors and, but I did go to a lot of the parks and stuff like that with my son, but I didn't get to do all of the stuff that, I wanted to do. And now I can't because everything damn closed. It's like this whole year has been strange. A life you live may not. See, Mark. Another person. Is you dead? Y'all be tripping, man. Oh my God. I wish the person who started this shitty rumor, I wish you well. I hope that he has a wonderful life. Listen, I ain't gonna let that karma come back on me wishing you death. Nah, I ain't doing that. I know how the universe works. Listen, whoever started the rumor about me passing away, any rumor that you started about me, I definitely wish you well. I hope you have a long, loving life. I hope you have people around you that love you. I'm good. I'm not mad at you. I'm okay. All right. I'm just fine. I do not wish nothing negative on anybody. I think it's only like 2 people in this world that I still have some type of negative feeling about, and that's Priestess Adonia. And I'm working on that. I'm working on that. But for the most part, anybody that claim that they have some type of ill will towards me or something, most of y'all don't really know like that. But yeah, I don't feel anything negative towards you. And anything that you may have done to me, I promise you that I'm over it. It's too much stuff happening in the world, and too many people are losing too many family members, and too much is just going on. And I just feel like it's a waste of energy to be sitting here mad at a whole bunch of people for some shit that happened on the internet. Like, anybody that was somebody in my life knew that I was okay, when the rumors start. And now that I'm trying to get my life back to normal, I just want the trolls to stop, with the bullshit. You know what I mean? Is you dead? I thought you was dead. I heard you was dead. No, I'm alive. I was alive when you heard I was dead. Lord have mercy. Oh, I'm probably gonna put this live stream on members only. So if you want to hear the playback, I'm about to get off. If you want to hear the playback, which it wasn't like this like major live stream, but when I like talk about my kids and stuff like that, and I get real personal and I start like venting and being like real, this is how I feel, this is what I think. I prefer only my members get to see me like that over and over again. You know what I mean? When I start just rambling and just talking like you sit in front of me, yeah, I think that should be like members only type of stuff, and I'll just talk. I'm the type of person, I got so much going on in my mind that I will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and tell you what's on my mind. If it's not a secret. You know what I mean? If it's a secret, I'm just not gonna say nothing. But for the most part, most of the stuff on my mind, I feel comfortable sharing because I feel like some people can relate, some people can't, but I want a lot of people to know how I feel about, some of the things that people have said, and especially the rumor about me passing away, and I hope one day that people stop looking so negatively at single moms. When I told my daughter I changed my channel to Beautiful Single Mom Life, she was like, why would you do that? I was like, cause I really just need people to understand that being a single mom ain't the worst thing in the world. There's worse things in the world than being a single mom. And she was like, it's so much negative connotation on top of that. It's going to bring so much negativity. I was like, well, I'll handle the negativity when it comes. You know what I mean? I ain't going to stop being a single mother no time soon. So I just want people to, when they come over to where I am, where they in my space, they love the single mother that they looking at and talking to. That's all I do. All I could do. I can only lead by example. I'm not the type of person. I know like other people see other people doing live streams, and I don't know what everybody else be doing in their live stream, but I know for me, I try to interact with people as often as I can. If it's people in the chat, like right now, it's not a lot of people in the chat, but I still feel like as much that goes on in my mind, I will have something to talk to you about always. You know, always. And I got 5 minutes to go. Anybody got any questions before I get off? Because I'm about to run out of food. I got 5 minutes. And then I got to go. Hey, Bobby Bishop, I be seeing your comments. My moderator show me your comments all the time. Sometimes I be like, is this Bobby Bishop person going to turn into a troll? I'm like, I hope he don't turn into no damn troll. Because I be liking your comments sometimes. And then other times I be like, is this a tinge of troll? I like Bobby. Like that, what's that person that you blocked earlier, Mark? What was his name? Donald Onaker or something. He be saying weird shit. I'm glad you blocked him. Bobby, why do you support me? After all of the stuff that you heard about me, I'm not questioning your judgment. I'm just I'm just asking you what reason. It's a blessing once you get your life moving in the right direction and you have peace. Yeah. Like all I want is some peaceful people around me. That's it. If you ain't about peace, then I don't want to deal with you. You feel what I'm saying? Like at some point you get to your life and you just like, I just want peace, man. Oh, I'm real. Well, that's the part I don't understand that me and Mark be talking about. We don't understand how people make it seem like I'm something other than real. Like people are like, oh, she lies, she scam. We be confused. We be like, why do people say that when clearly I don't do none of that? Like we be talking about how the trolls always try to depict me as the complete opposite of what I am when they talking to people. Like everybody know I got like this big ass issue with marriage, and I don't really believe in legal marriage like that. A troll will come into my chat and tell all these other people I'm pressed to be married. It's like, why is this person telling everybody the opposite of what I am? And people doing it all over the place. Every time they talk to me, they tell people I'm something I'm not. And it's weird. It's like, if you've been around me, you know who I am, or you may have seen, how I handle stuff. Everyone acts as if their lives are perfect. That's right. I don't act like that. Like I'll let y'all know. I'll be like, listen, this is the shit I'm going through. Because I think sometimes people want to hear that somebody's life is more dramatic or somebody's life is more positive or some type of fake story. I don't do that. My life is, I don't know. What happened, Mark? What did Andrew say? Let me see. That nigga said, why is your big ass pretending you make six figures? Why are you saying, first of all, why are you telling everybody? Why is everybody saying I'm fat? That's the part I don't get because I'm not even fat. Why would I pretend? No one pretends. Okay. Mark, I see why you delete that person. Some people just be dumb. Who is gonna pretend to make six figures? And then this motherfucker asked me, was I a ghost? Child, ignorant shit I see on this platform all the time. It's easy for people that hate on you get to control women. It is easy for people that hate on you get control to take. I do look cuddly. I'm not saying I'm skinny. I'm just not fat. You know what I mean? I always been like, like I gained weight since I had my son, and then I was emotionally eating for a little while, but no, I'm not really fat. I'm actually losing a lot of weight. But even then, I think I'm a beautiful woman regardless. To me, at least, and to the men that's trying to date me, fat or not, like they're like, I rub on them big titties. They're like, girl, jiggle it. But with time, they probably just get smaller. You know what I mean? Because of the things that I'm doing with my weight loss. I decided to do a whole fruit thing and just eat fruit, and that's it. No meat or anything. That should be interesting. It's easy for people to hate on you than to take control of their own life. That's true. That's true. Sometimes it be hard to decipher the difference between haters and people that are giving me constructive criticism, but then other times it's not, because when they saying something that's constructive criticism, it's usually a question involved and an accurate observation or something that's happening that's accurate. Other times, when someone is being a troll, they never say anything factual. It's weird. Be like, who has time? Thick is the new skinny. Thank you. Thanks, Catrice. Thick is the new skinny. Yeah, I like my size. I think I want to maybe slim down a little bit more on my waist, but for the most part, I like my little jiggle, you know what I mean? And this I ended up getting after my son was born, and so once this slims down some more, because it's been slimming down already, you know, it'll get better. I can't wait to take this makeup off. I done had this makeup on all day because of the stuff that I was doing. I can't wait to take this shit off. Anyway, it's been an hour. It's been real, peeps. Appreciate you being in here, especially you, Bobby, and Catrice, and anybody that had anything positive to say. Peace out, y'all. It's been real.